Welcome back, mathematicians, and today we are moving on to lesson 10.6, where we will make our very own tally charts today. We are going to make tally charts. So, you are going to help me build my very own tally chart first today before you go and build your own. So, I went over to my toy box and I found these cubes. I would like for you to ask yourselves, first graders, how should I organize these cubes? How should I group them? Should I group them by their size? Should I separate big ones and small ones? Would that work? That wouldn't work because all of my cubes are the same size. Should I separate them by the shape? Should I separate squares from triangles from circles? Squares and circles? Or squares and triangles? That wouldn't work either because all of my toys are the same shape. So, how should I separate or organize my cubes? I'm going to organize them by their color because I noticed even though they're all the same shape and all the same size, their color is different. So today I have drawn an empty tally chart that you are going to help me fill in, boys and girls. So now that I have decided that I'm going to organize my data, my cubes, by their color, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to separate the red ones and the blue ones and the orange ones. So, on my first line, I am going to put a red square because this is where I will tally my red squares. On the second line, I'm going to put a blue square because this is where I will tally my blue squares. And down here on the third line in the third box, I'm going to put an orange square because this is where I will tally my orange squares. Because once again, I am organizing my data. I am separating my cubes by their color. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to count my red squares now, and every time I do, I'm going to put it off to the side and make one tally mark. So there's one red cube, two red cubes, 3, 4, 5. Remember, when I get to my fifth tally mark, it goes across the others, and 6. 6 red cubes all together. Now I'm going to do my blue ones. 1, 2, 3. 3 blue cubes. And how many orange cubes are left? 1 orange cube. So, boys and girls, it is as simple as that. Now I have a tally chart about my cubes. Before we move on, how many cubes did I have all together? In order to find this out, I can count each section. I can look at each section and add them together. What is 6 plus 3? 9. And then 9 plus one more would be 10. So altogether, I have 10 cubes. All right, boys and girls, now it is your turn. So with your blank sheet of paper in front of you, make sure that you have a pencil. We are going to set up your very own tally chart. The first step to setting up your own tally chart is going to be to draw a giant rectangle, a giant rectangle. You want your rectangle to almost be touching the edges of your paper. A giant rectangle. See how my rectangle almost touches the edge of my paper. And now, boys and girls, we are going to do one straight line across the top. See how I just draw a little bar across the top. And we are going to draw 2 more of these straight lines. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 little rectangles inside. Then we are going to draw one line straight down that way and another line straight down over here. So then I have 2 lines going up and down. Here is where I'm going to put my title, boys and girls. Your title of your graph will be My Toys. My Toys. And over here is where you will put the total for each. Now, your job, boys and girls, is to go into your room or your playroom or your toy chest and find 10 toys. Just like I had 10 cubes, you are going to find 10 toys. And you are going to ask yourself, how should I organize my toys? Should I organize them by color like Ms. Rossman did? Should I organize them by their shape, by their size? You get to pick, boys and girls. Maybe you have a box of Legos and you have some big Legos, some small Legos, and some tiny Legos. And you want to count out 10 Legos all together and separate them by your big Legos, your tiny Lego, your little Legos, and your teeny tiny Legos. And then you are going to draw tally marks and tell me the total. So at the end, boys and girls, you will have a tally chart that looks something like this. But instead of cubes, you will have your toys. Maybe you want to go to your room and get 10 toys and you say, I'm going to get some dolls, I'm going to get some cubes, and I'm going to get some crayons. Those can be your 10 toys. And then you are going to draw a tally chart and total your tallies for your toys. All right, boys and girls, have fun.